Hi together. Good afternoon here at the Expert Forum of the SPS Fair at the Siemens booth. My name is Dominik Bittner. I'm Marketing Manager for SIMATIC MindSphere apps.
And my name is Sebastian Wolf, and I'm heading the marketing team for MindSphere here in Germany. And I have a promise for you. Chrissy just said there is no beer right now because we have a problem with our supply. But once we're done with this presentation, I'm pretty sure we will have some beer.
I hope so.
Right? So, Dominik, before we get into our presentation, let me ask you a question. Did you see this awful soccer match on Sunday when Nuremberg played against Fürth?
Yeah, I saw it, Sebastian, I saw it, and I was in tears. But guess what? The evening even turned more worse.
How come?
How come? When I was walking home to my place, I was just coming across my local pub and I was like, let's have one last beer just for the night to enjoy it. And when I entered the pub, there were so many sad faces in there because they ran out of beer. Can you imagine this? A pub running out of beer? Sebastian?
So that sounds like a really, really sad Sunday. No good soccer game and then no beer, but how is this even possible that there is no beer?
I don't know, maybe they had some problems with their machines inside or with the cooling system, or I don't know, maybe they didn't have any more beer. I don't know.
So that sounds a little stupid to me. But anyways, I think we can fix this. I think we will talk about some really cool solutions that really help not to run out of beer anymore.
Yeah, sounds good. I also have a quite fancy name for it. How if we call it beer as a service?
I like it. It's awesome. Cool. So what's behind it?
Well, basically, it's about the most important thing, that the supply is always ensured. There is always beer. Plus, the second thing is maximum flexibility. So there is a beer for every one of us. While as I'm the classic beer guy, I'm
a little bit more into the wheat beer kind of area. So what about you guys? What do you prefer? Lager? Who's into lager? Someone? Oh, okay, at least a few. Nice.
The classic ones. Great.
Okay. So, but I think to get to this level of maximum flexibility, we first need to understand how that works. Exactly. And what is really important on this? We have to have a certain level of transparency. So, but how do we get transparency? Because I can imagine, Dominik, that there is a lot of difficulties in finding the right data to gain this transparency.
Indeed, Sebastian. There are some difficulties because just having a look at the process is not often that easy because information, in the most cases, is not that easy to access. So you have a lot to think about how to access information which is stored in data.
And it is not only easy to access, that's the one point, but it's also complex information because it's coming from everywhere and it's a lot of data and you really need to get the grasp out of it. But talking about everywhere.
Data everywhere. You need data everywhere. You have to access data from everywhere to provide it everywhere. So on every mountain, in every village, you want to have the data accessible, and that's the thing.
Okay, now we have transparency, we have the complexity, we have the access from everywhere. So I think the one first cool app we would like to talk about is Performance Insights. And Performance Insights is basically a dashboarding app that exactly provides you this information. So you can see you have all the information about your beer flow, the amounts of beer drank, the different types of beers, and you can even nail it down or bring it down to the level to see when was how much beer consumed. I think that's already awesome, but that's not all.
Exactly. What is the best planning if something happens you would not expect? Just like it happened to me last Sunday when I was entering the pub and there were so many football fans sitting in there and drinking all the beer that was my beer. Okay. Happens, of course, but if such a situation happens, you have also to ensure a proper material supply. That means, just in case something is about to happen, you need to inform somebody. You need to inform somebody who can help you. And this can be done by SIMATIC Notifier. SIMATIC Notifier is an application that sends push notification to everybody's smartphone who is involved in this process, telling him what to do, what happened, and it also works the other way around. If somebody took over a responsibility for a special task, everybody will then get informed if new beer is on the way.
Exactly. So, and I think that's pretty cool on top of what we have seen about the other app. But now we know about the pump, how much beer was consumed. We know that the supply is somehow ensured. But what if there was a problem in our filling line, for instance? So definitely we want to have a high availability of assets. So let's assume there is a little bit of a problem in one of the filters. I can do that myself, right? So that's easy. But what if there is a, let's say, a cooling circuit that breaks? So I need a service technician. I need to have maybe proper tools, yeah, to fix the problem. So I need a solution for that as well. And this is what we call machine monitor. So what you can see now behind me is the application that exactly helps to fix that problem. Here you can see a service cycle. You get informed early in time that there may be a problem. You can take the data, record it into the application, so you can track all the information gathered from the problems that occurred, and then you can use the same information to fix the problem the next time even faster. And what I really like the most, the more you learn about it, the more data you have, the more you can predict in the future. And it may be the case that even sometimes failure occur faster, they may occur a little later. So the more data, the more transparency, the better for the overall process. Wow, but we're not done yet. So there is more into it. And another great example is about money.
Money, exactly. How to save money. Of course, one possibility is to bring your performance of the machine to a maximum. But if I tell you, there are even much more simpler tasks. Think about saving energy, for example. As you can see, there is a picture in the background of me where we have a bar, a beautiful bar, but nobody is in there. Anyways, all lights are on. Why? Why?
I don't know.
Turn them off, because nobody needs them. And that is exactly what is our intention in this case, save energy if you know where to save it. SIMATIC Energy Manager is an application that offers a broad variance of getting insights on where energy is consumed. It even can calculate down every consumed energy media resource down to every produced piece. Plus, you have the possibility to get any deeper insights on where is your energy flowing, where it comes from, where it goes to, where it will be processed, and this gives you an insight on where are your main consumers in your production. Great. Saving energy, what means that? Of course, saving money, because energy costs money. Plus, there is another special. If you can manage to make your sites, your machine, as energy efficient as possible, you will also have the possibility to receive free subsidies. And additional money can let you to have more additional invest. Think about that.
So I'm getting really thirsty and craving a beer now, but we're not quite done yet for the reason. So we talked about beer processes, but how does this really translate now into what we have here? So how does this translate into the business of our customers, of our audience here? That's pretty simple. So we talked about transparency. We don't only want transparency in the pub, we want it also in our factories, in our plants, in our machines. Straightforward.
Exactly. Think about the proper material supply. Of course, in our example, we had this pub where the beer ran out. But if you think about your own production, has this ever happened to you that there was just this very one piece missing for completing a task, like just a little screw, and this was unfortunately running out, so you had to delay the whole process to fix it someone else or somewhere else?
So talking about a whole process, high availability of assets. So sometimes it's really annoying if just a little piece, as Dominic just said, fails and we cannot use the asset anymore, and therefore it stops the whole production line or the filling line in case of the beer. So I think definitely something worthwhile looking into it.
Exactly. And lights, turning lights out to save energy. This is just one example. Also think about the main energy consumers in a modern factory, like air compressors, ventilators, generators, and so on. There are lots of assets that can save a lot of energy if you switch them on and turn them off efficiently, just when you need them, and not let them run the whole time.
So, Dominik, what would be your recommendation now that we know that the beer flow is ensured for 6 o'clock at the latest? So, what would you recommend to our people here how to get started?
How to get started? Start. That's my recommendation. Start with SIMATIC MindSphere application. Start using them in your own environment and realize your own use cases, your own ideas by that.
And I would say we want to make it really easy to get started. How do we do that?
We do that with a very special offer for you. Every SIMATIC MindSphere app is free for the whole 3 months of trial. That means you buy them, you pay nothing, but you can use them with the full feature set. And there is one more special. We have a special customized package especially for machine builders, where they can use some of the MindSphere application, especially tailored to a service use case, to provide better service for worldwide distributed machines. And the big special about this is, of course, you get a free 3 months trial, plus you get 30% off after the trial. Try it out.
So I think this summarized the whole thing quite nicely. There's nothing more to say than cheers.
That's it. That's what we say.
I think we deserve it, right?
Thanks, colleagues.
Christine.
Siemens. Ingenuity for life.